everybody, and welcome back to the most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe, the 1313 podcast. I'm Jacob.
I'm Jackson.
And I'm Tommy.
And you're welcome for that very, very mediocre trumpet playing, brought to you by my 4th grade trumpet teachings.
Hey, but he kind of hit it, though. He kind of was hitting that hard, I won't lie to you.
Gotta hit the gritty after that trumpet play.
Dude, I should hit the... Dude, making me want to hit the stanky leg.
Bro, what?
The what? The stank. No, that's not the dance I've heard for a long time. Anyway.
You think Obi-Wan ever...
No.
You think Obi be hitting the gritty?
You think Obi-Wan ever bust it down in the club?
No.
All the
No?
time. All the time.
Never in Coruscant Underworld, you're just busting it down in the club. Anyways, this is the most mediocre podcast in the Star Wars universe, the 1313 podcast. Here we are.
A little bit of housekeeping
week.
before we start. Please be sure to join that Discord. Link is in the description. You know the deal. We talk Star Wars. We have fun. It's a great community.
For
Be
those
sure
who
to join.
fail to have enough brain cells to navigate to where the Discord is, you simply go to any of our social media pages, hit the link tree, which is in the bio, and then the top link is the Discord. Now, you have to have the Discord app downloaded if you're using a mobile device.
And if you're on a desktop or laptop, then there's the browser that you can just go through that.
And it's really not that hard after that. If you have any technical difficulties, you can message us, and we will make fun of you promptly. Not actually, probably to each other, but
what?
Then then you can join the Discord. Anyway.
Also, be sure that you're absolutely slapping that subscribe button, because when we hit 500 subscribers, you can win this Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch Rex figure! The Bad Batch Rex figure!
You can win this Bad Batch Rex figure. This figure is from the Black Series. It's the Bad Batch Rex. He's Captain Rex in his Bad Batch appearance. You can win that.
I've always wanted a Bad Batch Rex.
Well, if you've always wanted a Bad Batch Rex.
I've always wanted one.
If you've always wanted a Bad Batch Rex figure.
I would love if I could get one.
Well, you can. All you have to do is be subscribed to the 1313 podcast.
If you guys could rig the giveaway so that I could win it. I love your content.
It's not a Bad Batch either because it has both the correct legs, unlike the misprints that were happening.
Man, my defective one was really a Bad Batch, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Anyway.
And speaking of the Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch will be coming out later this year.
That's right. We're not getting it in the spring like it was originally slated. That's just because Kenobi's coming out.
All right. Which, honestly, though...
Makes sense.
Why would anyone in their right mind ever think, yeah... Star Wars will release 2 shows simultaneously to one another. If you thought that,
you're dumb.
You have a smooth brain. I'm sorry. You just do. Shame on you! Shame on you!
We only know that just because there was an article posted by Star Wars Insider with an advertisement for Season 2 of The Bad Batch, which just said coming soon instead of spring 2022.
We got this news from our good friends, Lightsaber Radio.
Yes.
We've done a Have a Chat with Lightsaber Radio. If you haven't subscribed...
If you are not subscribed to Lightsaber
subscribe.
Radio, make sure that you are subscribed to the Lightsaber Radio YouTube channel.
That's facts. That's facts.
Anyways, yeah, but... I really don't understand, and especially because the first season of the show came out in the summertime, why would anybody think that it would not come out in the summertime for season 2? Just being real with you.
Yep.
I don't know. Oh, well.
Anyways, that's the Star Wars news that we have for you this week.
Do we want to talk about 10?
We could talk about 10. Yeah, so spoilers for Kenobi. If you
potential
don't want
spoilers.
Like potential spoilers for Obi-Wan Kenobi, skip ahead to the next chapter of this podcast if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, then just like scrub ahead 5 or 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You'll figure it out.
But yeah, essentially, also from Lightsaber Radio, we had received pictures of Tamir Morrison on the set of Kenobi.
Who, well, we believe to be Tamir.
There was also rumors saying that it was a guy in the 501st.
Yes.
And he was claiming that it wasn't Tamir Morrison, but it was him. But that would be a really good way for Disney to kind of cover up the fact that it is Tamir Morrison.
Especially if they didn't want that knowledge known yet, because they're so extremely tight-lipped about these shows.
Yeah,
right.
And it's very obvious that he's wearing trooper boots. At first, I was almost positive that they were clone trooper boots because along the side of the shoe, there's 2 lines that kind of come up. But I also have noticed that the sole of the shoe is black. There's a black sole, which is what you see in stormtrooper
Okay,
shoes.
but the shape of the shoe is definitely not stormtrooper boots.
I know.
Stormtrooper boots are shaped almost like
Yes.
a pointy 70s dress shoe.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No,
I mean, we have
agree.
a Wack Series stormtrooper. Or we could. We
Why
have
didn't you
several.
pick one of the...
Oh!
Oh no! Take one off the shelf.
So Jacob, I need you to narrate this demonstration while I show it to the. Actually, this guy.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm bringing
So-
it up to the camera. If you ain't
so-
watching, you should watch.
Open Spotify. You can...
Oh God!
No, don't knock
Please
down
don't
our
trip on the
monitor.
cords.
So, as you can see, the tip of the shoe comes to a point. It's not round. It's not Buzz Lightyear shoes. It is...
Buzz, Lightyear to the rescue!
See, what I feel like we could be seeing as well, potentially, is a slight change
Or just
to-
another mod. It's the mods. They're back.
Shut up. It's just a slight change to how, if Tamir Morrison is actually wearing Clone Trooper armor, like I said, a change to... Shut up. A change to how it's going to look in live action, because
That'd be
the
stupid.
reason...
I don't know why they would do that.
Well, because the CGI clones only work, but their armor clips half the time because the armor isn't meant to be worn by real human
They
beings.
literally clipped in the Mandalorian. You could see the thigh plates clipped
Yes.
into the cod piece.
So that's why I feel like they would need to change it if they wanted to do a realistic adaptation of it, so that
Yeah.
actors could move and not stab themselves with their armor while moving.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like as someone who has actually put on 501st approved clone armor, you do get a decent range of motion. It's not much, but especially with I think you get, in my opinion, you get less mobility with the Clone Wars armor. If you have realistic armor on, you do have a little bit more mobility. It's not much, but you do have a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They be clunky boys in real life.
They'd be clunky and chunky for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, possibly seeing Tem in the next.
Well, I think it's either for a flashback or, my hope is that, or I shouldn't say my hope. What I think would be cool to see in the show would be if Obi-Wan killed like a purge trooper or something and then lifted up his helmet and it was Cody.
Damn.
Because Obi-Wan hasn't gone through enough trauma and pain yet. Give me more.
Jeez.
I want to cry my eyes out during the show.
I want to bawl.
Yep.
I want to die. Anyway,
At any rate.
do y'all like music? I like music. Do you like music? Tom?
I was listening to music on my way here.
Really, Jackson? Do you like music?
I do listen to music. I'm forced to listen to your music whenever we drive.
Of course. Can't do nothing about it. Your hands are on the wheel.
One hand on the wheel, other on
I
the
could
thigh.
crash the car onto
One hand on the
passenger
wheel,
side
the
of
other
road.
on his face.
Yep.
Anyway, so one of the biggest parts of Star Wars as a series and as an entire 3-part trilogy, as a saga, is the music that makes the movies. We saw in the OT, the kind of beginning of movies starting to use pieces of music as themes, as medleys for characters, which was an amazing thing. And the music is one of those things that just creates a better atmosphere for a film. It's one of those things that can make a scene more impactful, more intense, sadder. It really sets the tone for a movie in its entirety. And it's one of those things that people really don't talk about too much when they talk about films as a whole, because they always talk about the choreography or the stunts or the VFX or the actors or how hot Tom Holland is.
Or whether or not the actors dropped a knife, or whether or not the actors were in the scene when CGI Yoda is fighting Count Dooku.
And they spin.
Or when the mod do the spin. But no, the music is one of the most important things to me as a Star Wars fan, just because I'm a huge music nerd. I love listening to music all the time, all types of music. One of my goals is to collect all of the soundtracks on vinyl. And as of now, I have an original press of A New Hope from 1977. I have Rise of Skywalker, and I have The Force Awakens. And then I also have it's called A Story of Star Wars. It's like an audiobook for A New Hope, and it came because it was before VHS was a thing, so it was just like a play-by-play of the movie with actually like Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford.
That's really cool.
Like voicing like the characters in it. So that's a super piece of Star Wars history that I have. It's not too expensive. You can find them online for like I think $30. if you have a vinyl player and you want to experience it. It's pretty cool. But no, I thought it'd be cool to just kind of go through and be like, what's your top 3 favorite songs in Star Wars? You don't have to know them by name if you want to hum them out because you don't know it, or you just want to say the scene that it's in.
I don't know. I did want to say, I mean, I feel, are we going to go further into this discussion, or are we just going to leave it at our top 3?
We can go further into the discussion.
I have like different.
I have a point or two to make.
Yeah, but
okay, we get into that.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick a top 3, I would pick Anakin's Dark Deeds. That song just has such good ambiance, and whenever you hear the song, you just feel
like you're loading into Felucia Battlefront 2.
You feel Anakin's internal struggle. You feel the pain. You feel the anguish. And again, huge shout out to John Williams, but not just John Williams. Also now Ludwig Göransson.
Yep.
I think that's how you say his last name. He has really taken the mantle on new Star Wars music for these new live action shows and just done amazing things with it. I would say that out of the top 3, I think the Mandalorian theme has to be in my top 3 as well. It's just so unique. And again, it represents Din Djarin as a character. And that's a point that I was going to bring up later, was that Star Wars is so unique in that every major character and even some minor characters and supporting characters have these fantastic, unique, dynamic motifs. You'll hear a theme and you know what character is being, even if the character doesn't show up, you know what character is being talked about. And I think that that's one of the things that really sets Star Wars at a different level than other franchises of fantasy because of that. But I would say if I had my third piece, man, that'd be tough because I'm definitely between a few here.
I know, I'm still trying to think of a few.
I think the obvious choice for me is Duel of the Fates.
Yeah, that's a good
Duel
one.
of the Fates is just such a good song. And you just can't beat it. You really can't. So that's what I would say it's in that order. Those are my 3 favorite songs.
I think for me, I think in order is sitting at number 3 would be Anakin's Dark Deeds. It's such a good one.
Yeah.
It really, like, it does express the full, like, emotion of Anakin Skywalker with its big dramatic themes of emotion with the dark underlying tones to it. It's just a fantastic piece. I can't really say too much that you haven't already said. I think probably my number 2 is tied between Rey's theme and the First Order theme from the sequels.
Oh, those are both. Actually, I was considering Kylo's theme as one of my top.
Yeah. Because Kylo's theme is good because it's like it's one of the more recognizable themes from the sequels, just in the way that it fits into lots of music. But I think Rey's theme takes the cake for the sequels as like the best theme, just because it's like it's light, it's inquisitive, it's exploring, it's like you don't know who this is, you don't really know what they're about. That's why it's kind of like light and bouncy. It's kind of has a little bit of mystery to it, so that way it's like. It does a really good job at expressing who Rey is, because for the most part, until the final movie, she doesn't even know who she is. She doesn't know who her family is. She doesn't know where she came from. So it's like a really nice way to just kind of like musically express to the audience some Rey Skywalker. Rey Skywalker.
And you'll notice that the Skywalker theme plays.
Yep.
Anyways.
Oh, it's the binary sunset.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rey's theme is taking my number 2, and I think my number 1 is Leia's theme plus fanfare from the ending of Episode 5. That music is like right next to. If I have a tie for number 1 because it's either Leia's theme, because that one is just it's so powerful at the ending of Episode 5 because it's like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Because it's like there's sort of a triumphant victory, but then Han Solo's gone, the rebellion is like scattered to the winds. What's gonna happen? You don't know what's gonna happen. The bad guys have won. It's like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? And that song just captures like that excitement for like what's coming next. But yes, but then tied for number 1 is Across the Stars from the prequels. That song almost made me go into a music composing major for college. I love that song so much because even in that song, it expresses like the love that Anakin and Padme have for each other, but then there's dark tones and dark pieces between it to show that it's not allowed. And it also shows like the darkness that resides within Anakin, but it also shows the brightness of the two characters and like how though their love is forbidden, it's beautiful in what it is.
That song just gives me like that feeling in my chest.
Uh-huh.
That feeling of like I guess like excitement. I don't want to say like almost like anxiety, but like excitement.
It gives you
like
butterflies.
That tight feeling in your chest. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. I think if I were to get married and the girl likes Star Wars, that's gonna be the song that plays while I'm walking down the aisle. There's no ifs, ands, or uts about it.
My parents did a Star Wars themed reception to their wedding.
Nice.
They walked in together. Everyone, all the groomsmen and bridesmaids had lightsabers that they had to walk through.
My parents
had a Han and Leia on the wedding cake.
My parents walked into Green Day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But no, yeah, I think those are definitely my top two, just because they're probably some of the most powerful pieces within the entire Star Wars universe.
Sick.
Yeah, I feel like before I get into my top three, another point I wanted to make that I've made before, but we have new subscribers to the podcast, so they should know as well.
Shout out to the new subscribers to the podcast.
Facts. Shout out to all the new Shinies.
Welcome to the cringe.
But because I took a music class in college last semester.
Just so we can get it out of the way, we were all in singing groups together in high school, and we were also all taking a lot of music classes in high school.
Varying levels of music theory and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a class last semester called Music and Society, which was essentially talking about how like
we live in a
traditional music has changed over time. They really didn't talk about rock and roll and jazz and everything else like that, which
like
I think
should have.
Yeah, like they should have, because
some of the
quite frankly, that traditional
music, which is rap.
Yeah, the orchestric music dies off as soon as it hits freaking 1920, practically, because nobody cares.
Rap is just evolved jazz and R&B, and people that say rap is fake music are stupid.
But the point that I'm trying to make is that in the 30s to 40s, there was a German composer who had risen to fame. Don't remember the name, not going to care to research him because he was very controversial because he was a Nazi. But he ended up creating that whole idea that music should represent like a theme or a person, which then obviously was then popularized then by John Williams to do in Star Wars and all of his other movies as well. So that's kind of like where that comes from to begin with, is because I forget the one piece that we listened to in class by him, but again, it focused around that whole thing about like making something about that one character, or that as soon as you hear it, you should know what's going on.
There's a reason that in the Book of Boba Fett, when they say they need muscle, the second you hear that theme, that's Din Djarin's theme, and it wasn't a question. Everyone knew right away they were talking about Din Djarin. Unless you're an actual brick.
There's so many examples of that, though, within the Book of Boba.
Yeah.
Like, even when Luke was tossing around Grogu, and he mentions Yoda, Yoda's theme starts to play in the background. So it's like, you hear Yoda, and you go, oh, and then that music kicks in, and then you get that tingling feeling of, like, remembrance of, like, what it is. Because music holds something to it that visuals just don't. Yeah. It holds feeling and emotion to it. You can look at a picture and you could just be like, that's pretty. I feel like that's pretty. But if you hear a song that's connected to some core memory, it makes you feel a type of way. That's why motifs in music in movies just work, because they create there's a feeling ingrained of a character or of a situation. And then when you hear it again, you get those emotions all over again. Just like how, let's see. When you hear the Imperial March, like, you think of evil, you think of darkness, you think of
I was just giving you something to fidget with.
So
you dropped the Lego.
Oh, my bad. You think of dreary and you think of power. But when you see Darth Vader being picked up on that table for the first time, and you just hear the ending of like the Imperial March, just slow and dark, you feel the depth. You feel the darkness of the situation. You feel the power of what has just happened.
Yes.
Even it's the same thing. It's just played differently. It's like one of those things that just I look for the most in film, like no matter what, like how good the music is, just because it's one of those things that if there's like no emotion behind the music and it's just like for like action fight or just for a horror movie, I'm like, I don't care that much because it's like everything else. If you're unique with it and you can tie it to other things and it can make me feel a type of way, then it's fantastic.
Speaking of horror movies, I just recently watched what?
No.
Were you say something?
My top 3.
Oh, you haven't got
No, because we did mine and I was going to explain something before I did it, and then you said, "Oh, well, that fella Jackson don't exist anymore."
Go ahead, Jackson.
We'll just put
Give us
Tommy's
your
point
top
on.
3.
You were just going with conversation, Jackson.
Boo-hoo, Tommy can talk when I'm done. I want my limelight.
You know what? I'm just going to let everyone know now. There's a high probability that Jackson will not be on the podcast for like 6 weeks straight.
Hey, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about that.
Because Jackson decided that he wanted to
go
overseas.
Not
you know
now.
what? And I'm sad, Jackson.
I'm
sad.
sorry.
What? You still got me.
Yeah, but it's different when not all 3 of us are here. I was sad
It's
when
okay.
you weren't
It'll
here
be
for
the
those
Jacob
3 weeks
show
in
anyway.
the fall.
This episode is.
So, but like, I guess my top 3 aren't in a particular order at all. When I think of music in Star Wars, I'm specifically thinking about things that have made me feel some sort of way, or things that, or like connections to memories that I enjoy. So like the first one right off the top of my head that I can think of is the ending song that plays in season 2 of The Mandalorian when Luke is taking Grogu away. It's a mix of the traditional Mandalorian theme with like a lighter tone as well.
It's got Grogu's theme.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think about as well. It's a mix of the two. And for me, it's really impactful because that scene is really sad for me because I hate to see that father and son connection be broken between Mando and Grogu in the first place. And that piece like just perfectly like captures it. Because like you said, it is a combination of those pieces, and Grogu's theme is so light that it's meant to be like, you know, like in the end, this is a good thing because the Mandalorian was choosing to put Grogu first and help him succeed in training. But it's just like of a selfless action that's like really impactful.
Ludwig is so good at just mixing 2 themes together.
Yeah.
There's
Oh yeah. Yeah.
in Book of Boba, when you get that mix of Mando's theme and Boba's theme for the intro, that is so good. That man like really picked up the bass recorder and said, "What can I do with this?" And then he made an absolute banger out of it.
Yeah. I feel like the next one that I really want to hit for right now is going to be the Book of Boba theme, just because it's so good. I mean, I have literally played it
2 for
almost
2 on
every
this.
We have
single
our own
day.
version of that song.
We do.
If you watch the end of every weekly podcast.
It's just so good. Like I'll put it on almost every single day, or if I'm driving, that's like the first song I'll play like when I'm starting up my car, just because it's like it's so awesome. That's the only way I can really express it. It captures Boba Fett in music. If I really had to explain it in any other way. What are you looking at now, Jacob?
I'll mention it when you're done.
No.
So I looked up, because I wanted to speak about John Williams when you were done. Just about the stuff that he's worked on. Why are you looking at me like that?
Is he dead?
No, it was...
Damn, that's what I thought you were going to talk about.
Imagine if we had a live reaction.
I would start
to the death
I would
of
start
John
crying.
Williams.
I would cry.
I would just cut the podcast. I'd be like,
Yep.
all right, guys, we're gone. We'll see you later.
But no,
Then I would title the YouTube video in all caps, "Live Reaction to John Williams' Death."
On his list of things that he's worked on, it's showing up that he's going to be doing the music for Indiana Jones 5.
Ooh. Because we know he's also doing Kenobi. So thank God. That's Thank the maker. Okay, and then number 1, a song that I used to listen to a whole lot kind of like last semester because I like to listen to music before I go to bed because it helps me wind down, slows like your brain process and whatnot. But
Jackson.exe needs to...
Shut up! I'm not a robot!
He needs to go into sleep mode to get an update.
Everyone I know at school calls me a robot now. But it's gonna have to be...
by that, boss.
It's gonna have to be Victory and Death from the end of Clone Wars. Like the second the piano strikes, like it's just instant sadness from me. Like I can just remember sitting in my living room with Tom and Jacob and a few other people, like finishing Clone Wars and just sitting there to that and being like, that's it. The Clone Wars is over. there's never going to be another episode of my show again.
I just saw a TikTok today that to make that scene even... That's copyrighted music.
The dead.
You're thinking of Burying the Dead.
Sorry, my bad.
The episode is called Victory and Death.
Pardon me. Yep.
But
stop,
I will
Jacob.
Say,
You're not
Jacob,
being funny.
that's copyrighted music.
That is
copyrighted
music.
music.
We don't make money off this.
That's copyrighted music.
But
They
it'll
can still
still
get
hurt us.
copyright struck.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
Yes,
we don't make
you
money.
can.
We don't make money unless you post the entirety of a Kevin Hart special on YouTube. Then you won't get copyright struck.
Jacob, please let your pee-wee brain understand what Jackson and I are trying to tell you.
Nope.
Oh my
Anyways,
gosh.
I saw a TikTok today that actually makes that scene even sadder. Did you know that the moon that cruiser crashes on is Bogdan, where Jango Fett met Darth Tyrannus?
I did know that. That
so
was
literally
nice.
It ends right where it begun.
Yes. So that's like why the Clone Wars is a masterpiece to begin with.
Yep.
That song, when you brought up that song, I did tear up.
Yeah.
I don't lie.
No,
just thinking about watching that.
It's so incredibly powerful.
I
would say it's the most powerful song in Star Wars for me.
It was one of the most. Yeah. It's not on my top just because it's like I think of all the other ones and like how much I can like enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like to sit there and be like, man, this song makes me cry every time I listen to
There's
it.
nothing wrong with that.
There's a lot of times that Star Wars does a really good job with ambiance.
Yes.
Not like a song per se. My point I was going to make was, so actually this is one of my favorite horror movies, Annabelle Creation. Came out a few years ago.
That's a good one.
I didn't know you watched that.
And there are several points in the film where they do such a good job. It's not like Jacob said, like where, some horror movies have like that, like the very stereotypical, like, almost like, oh, like this scary thing is going to happen. That movie does such a good job of using ambiance to build up your anticipation for something that's going to happen, and then sometimes it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It keeps you on your toes. Star Wars does that in Clone Wars Season 7, where Ahsoka is realizing that Order 66 is happening, and Rex gets the orders from Palpatine. That scene does such a phenomenal job of building tension and getting you as the viewer even more invested than you already would be, having already seen what happened in Revenge of the Sith and in other properties as well.
I think, especially on the front of horror movies, some of the best things that they can do is not use music. Because like
silence.
Just this, like A Quiet Place is a really, really good example. That whole movie is based like majority off Foley sounds and like just the ambiance. You don't need the music to make it scary because the whole point of it is that it's quiet. So it's like sometimes music is good, but sometimes like the greatest what is it? When you say like something's loud or something's soft, what is that in music?
Crescendo and descendo.
No, what is
fortissimo?
No, like what is it for what's the word? The great I can't think of it.
I feel like Tommy was right with crescendo.
No, it's the best dynamic is what I was thinking.
The dynamic.
The greatest dynamic is silence. So like in a movie or in a show, the greatest dynamic that you can use sometimes is just the silence, because sometimes the music will get in the way of it. That's another thing that Star Wars does relatively well. They know when to use the music and they know when to back off.
Yeah. Something I was actually kind of thinking about as well is that Star Wars music also doesn't try to follow traditional song format. So like the example that I'm going to bring up is the Book of Boba Fett theme again. So in the Book of Boba Fett theme, when you have like the voices and whatnot, they're building up, but they create tension that's building, and then it's only resolved like later. But it's resolved in a way that like if you're thinking about going from like do, re, mi, it isn't like the traditional like fa, so. It's resolved in a different fashion. I don't know really how to explain it better.
It holds on to tension as a way to make the music more interesting. It doesn't just give you the instantaneous resolution. It will build tension, hold on to that tension, and then in a little bit like resolve it. Yeah. Like the best thing I could think of is the part in Book of Boba theme when it's just the voices, like the you hear in the background, there's the cellos, they hold a note and then they hold it over and then they resolve it and then the vocals start up again. I wish I could play it on my phone to show what I meant. But no, it's ways that it just makes the music more interesting rather than having it just be like cut and dry every measure. There's tension and then resolve, tension, resolve.
There's good dissonance in the piece as well.
Yeah.
Whereas
That's
like
tension.
yeah.
But no. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars music. And I just want to take this moment to thank John Williams for all he's done for Star Wars, as well as what he's done for cinema in the way of music. There's no man on earth that is a better songwriter than John Williams when it comes to movies. This man did Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Jaws, Harry Potter.
Didn't he do Lord of the Rings, or is that a different person?
That would have been someone else.
No.
Pardon me.
Jurassic Park, E.T., Superman,
Home Alone.
Fiddler on the Roof. Let's see.
What do you mean by that, Jackson?
What do you mean by that, Jackson?
You want to share?
He did Hook. He did Tintin. He did the BFG.
Okay, we don't need to read everything.
But no, he's an absolute master of cinema music. The only other person that I could think even comes close is Hans Zimmer. But no, John Williams is the GOAT.
Yep.
Ludwig Göransson is coming up. He did the music for Tenet. Did you know that?
Yeah.
There's just
That movie nobody saw.
it's just I don't think that Star Wars would have catapulted the way that it did if it weren't for John Williams scoring the first movie. Obviously, like the special effects were groundbreaking.
Yes.
And the designs of the characters were so unique and out there. But at the same time, I feel like giving it a a traditional orchestral soundtrack really elevates Star Wars. And it's not trying to be spacey. It's not trying to be sci-fi. Because that's the thing is a lot
That's
of
what sucks
people-
about Star Trek. The Star Trek music sucks because it leans too hard on the this is in space. This is in space.
Muppets in space.
Spaceballs.
But it's also that Star Wars, it kind of helps because there's a lot of things in Star Wars that help bring it back to real life. It doesn't feel so far away, even though it's in a galaxy far, far away. And that's another thing that people miss out on is a lot of people call Star Wars sci-fi. Star Wars is
I don't
fantasy.
consider it to be.
Yeah.
Yes,
It is not
fantasy.
It takes place in space technically, but it's a story. It's literally a soap opera. It's a story. It's and there's millions of stories to be told within Star Wars, and it just writing it off as sci-fi, I feel like isn't realistic.
Doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, it's fantasy.
Yeah, that's why Star Trek is sci-fi. Anyway. But no. Yep. Star Wars W. Music is amazing. I can't wait to see what John Williams does in Kenobi.
Obi-Wan's theme is going to be so present in that show.
Oh my
in
gosh.
Probably
Can't
some
wait to sing
innovative
it.
ways.
Yep.
Oh yeah, just so you know, every show that comes out or movie, if there's
Our
a theme,
outro will change.
Our outro will be changing.
Yes.
Yep. So stay tuned for that. You will like it. It will be good. It will be good. Very good, very nice. Very good, very nice.
I feel like
Anyway, I feel like that's a good way.
So
to
share with
conclude that
us
topic.
your top 3 pieces of music in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And we will let you know if your opinion is trash or not in the comments.
Anyway, anywho, I think we can move on to.
Let's move on to Jacob and his
Legos.
If you don't know, and if you live under a rock, or if you can't see this, all the new Lego Star Wars sets have come out that have been prescribed, other than the N1 Starfighter. The N1 Starfighter will come out in June. It was only up for pre-order.
That's part of the next wave.
Yeah. So, and that wave is going to be an absolute banger. That wave should be the one that includes the ATTE BD1. I'm forgetting what else.
That's
Cad
gonna be
Bane's ship.
Cad Bane's
Yes.
ship. Literally, I'm going to go broke. All those sets look like they're going to be so good. They're all ones I really, really want.
Yeah.
So I am extremely, extremely happy. And then the N1 Starfighter part of that line is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yep.
But no, the sets that came out are Boba's Palace, the Dark Trooper helmet, Mando helmet, X-Wing fighter helmet, and then
Luke
the
Skywalker
Luke Skywalker
plus
hallway scene. I think that's it.
Yeah, I know. In total, Lego is saying that they had over 60 releases for March 1st in terms of all of their properties, not just Star Wars.
The only other one that tempted me that I saw that came out was Mjolnir, Thor's hammer set.
Yep.
Cost the same amount as this one. It has 300 more pieces though.
And the interior of the hammer
Opens up and it's a display.
Yeah.
So I saw that at Target when I went to get that, and I was sitting there like, which do I get? But no, I ended up going with this, and I will talk more about. Should I talk about it now since we're in the Lego section?
Well, we're
gonna
gonna be
wait
weekly
for-
pickups in a couple
Yeah.
minutes anyway.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else to really talk. Because there's no Black Series news, unfortunately.
Oh, there's some Black Series news.
Un-
If you look at the
Under the
cover
Wack
for it.
Series news,
My
we
bad.
have Jackson is a sweetie pie.
Okay, that's why I wasn't looking.
Under the under the Wack Series news, but then also the carbonized figures are showing up.
Yes.
Carbonized figures are showing up, and they are here at Targets everywhere.
And in our hands.
And in mass, there's still the Paz Vizsla at Target for us.
Really?
Did
Yeah,
we show
I
Paz
saw that.
Vizsla last episode?
No, we didn't. Time to break.
Also, I did just want to throw it out there. I did send this in the Discord today. Is the 212th clone ever going to hit the market in the US?
Nope. It's coming out in the UK, but
At this point, like I genuinely am questioning. Oh, I went to one of our local Walgreens today, and they have revamped their entire toy section.
Yep,
Really?
they had
They're-
new management come in 2 months ago, and they started redoing the entire
They
store.
have no Black Series figures at all
Yep.
on the shelves anymore, which means that there's no more Rogue One black and red box figures.
huh.
No more any of those. And there were Spider-Man No Way Home Legends figures there today.
What?
They had the Spider-Man in the whatever you guys
the
have hanging
inside
upside
out
down.
suit.
Yeah, inside out.
They
suit.
had that suit, and then they had the Doctor Strange
Oh,
What?
just on the shelf. And the prices were the $22.99. It's the accurate price. And there was like a shelf with Black Series figures that was like clearanced for $6. Yeah, or something like ridiculous like that. But there were no Black Series figures. So now I know, hey, I might start checking Walgreens a little more frequently now.
yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because they got new management. I
They
know a girl that works
desperately
there.
needed it. They desperately needed
Yeah, I know a girl that works there, and I was talking to her, and she's like, "We just got a new manager, and she
What's
wants
her
to
name?
fix it up." Her name
it.
is.
'Cause I also know a girl that works there.
Her
Does it
name.
start with a J?
No, her.
No, then we don't know the same person.
No, it's she was named Everest, and I forget what she goes by now.
Shout out Jesse.
Mm.
Hey Jesse.
Anyway, speaking on
Weekly
those carbonized figures. Wow! Carbonized short trooper. Pew 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 pew. We will have glam shots of them up on the screen
Yes.
instead of just holding them out as well. We got Paz Vizsla. I think this one looks better than the actual Paz Vizsla
I
figure.
know, that's what upsets
I agree.
me. is
because his
I'm
colors are
like,
more
oh.
vibrant, but he actually has a metallic look to him to make him look like he's made out of metal.
Yes.
So this is a must-get figure if you like The Mandalorian. Pick this one up immediately.
And then
And Jackson and I,
have the
and
Scout
for the big
Trooper.
collection, we have the Carbonized Scout Trooper.
Yes.
Shout out to Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Discord for hooking me up because for mine, I was really frustrated because I went to Target. I was with Jacob.
I'll explain my story too.
And I saw on the Target app that there were 5 in stock at our Target. And I asked the guy at the electronics section, I had the Target app out, and I was like, hey man, can you go get this in the back for me? And he just goes, well, if it's not on the shelf, we don't have it. And I was like, come on, bro. I know that's not true. So then I tried to order it for
Mhm.
pickup 2 hours later, and then it got canceled, which probably meant an employee just didn't feel like
Looking for
looking for it.
Yeah.
So then Obi-Wan Kenobi was nice enough. He was like, hey man, I got 2, so you can have one of them. And so that's why I have one now. So
Yes.
thank you.
Yep.
Obi-Wan
So yeah,
Kenobi.
here was my experience with that as well because I went to the same Target. Tommy had these issues with Jacob. I'm killing you.
Jacob ate the pistol for
Yep.
my Scout Trooper before he started recording and then regurgitated it.
It was nasty.
It was quite a talent. You should have
So-
seen it. Actually, I think it's on footage.
I had literally went to Target 30 minutes before they were open and waited outside like the crazy maniac I am, banging on the doors, like, Michael, don't leave me here. Wait. So there was a G.I. Joe drop that day as well because remember the time that we went to get the Clone Wars figures and those 2 other dudes were there?
Yeah.
So they were there as well.
those
and
guys
they-
that you committed aggravated assault on?
No, oh,
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh, shut up.
I do remember that.
So basically, because they were talking about like, oh, the G.I. Joe paratrooper, like something is coming out.
That
I don't
blue
know, G.I.
one?
Joe. I don't know. So freaking,
Dude.
I'm heading to the back to the toy
I gotta
aisle,
look it up.
and I make the turn for the Star Wars section, and then make the turn for the G.I. Joe. Nothing's on the shelves. I go to electronics, and I'm like waiting, and someone walks up, and I was like, hey man, you know, like there was a Star Wars figure that was supposed to come out today. I was wondering like if you could check the DCPI. So I pull it up on the app. He looks at it and it says, well, it says we just got a shipment in and that they should be in the back. He's like, I can go check for you. And I was like, that's fine with me. Dude comes back in 5 minutes and he's like, yeah, man, we have everybody back there trying to look for these figures. He's like, I don't know what you want to do or how much time you have, but if you want to walk around like the store, I can keep looking for you. And I was like, that's fine with me, dude. So I was like, okay, I'll wait like 10 minutes. And if they can't find it, I'll leave. So I was walking around and then they have that looks awful. That looks so disgusting. Take that off.
It's a retro collection.
It looks terrible.
But I was near like our collectibles section, which has like the NECA and whatnot, is right near like the back doors. So I looked around the Twilight and made my way back there, and I was standing around like looking at the pops because they had Cobb Vanth, and the dude comes from out of the back, and he was all like, "Hey man, is this what you were looking for?" And he has it in his hand, and he just gives it to me, and I was like, "Thank you so much, like for looking, I appreciate it." So I don't understand why they didn't put them out on the shelf and why employees were having so much difficulty, because every other time there's been a Star Wars figure drop at that Target that I've been to, the employees have known about it and put them behind the electronics counter, so when people came up to buy them, they were there. I guess now they're gone because when I go to the app and try to look at the store, it says they're not even available, but it says Paz Vizsla is still at the store and there's several of them left.
I think what frustrates me is like, this was the same day within 12 hours.
Yes.
And it's not like this figure was a highly desirable figure.
Exactly.
And the thing that bothers me is that like Jackson had an experience with one employee. I go in with a different employee the next day, and Jacob was there to testify.
Yeah, he literally just goes.
The guy literally just didn't feel like looking.
He scans it. He goes, "Yeah, it says we have 5 in the back, but that's sometimes a design issue with these. It means that we don't actually have them at all." And
which was a lie because it came in a case of 6, and I got the
when
one.
I looked at the Target app, it said there were 5 left, and
but he was like,
those apps update instantaneously.
He was like, it says we sold. He's like, it says we sold one this morning, but it's probably just a
that's
fluke.
what
because he said we sold one this morning, and I was like, well, that was me.
I was thinking I wanted to say, I was like, yeah, that was my friend.
Yeah, no, you should have, and been like, he freaking waited and like got it and whatnot.
So I wonder how many other people went up to, because that guy works the electronics all the time, and every time I've gone to him, he's always nice. Don't get me wrong, like he's not like that one Walmart
He's just a lazy boy. He's just a lazy boy.
He's not like that one Walmart employee, the crybaby guy.
Or the guy that, or the lady that yelled at me.
Yeah, but he's not like
you need to wait.
He just. Oh, well, if it's not on the shelf, we don't have it. But, sir, it says on the app you do. Oh, well, it's just not updated.
Okay, but I get that sometimes because Jacob and I had that issue working at Walmart where, like, the Overlord system says we have something on the app and it doesn't.
Yeah,
like, I did a mobile order.
That usually happens when people steal it.
Yeah. Like, I had done a mobile order for Walmart just to, like, pick up some stuff before work. And it said they had items in store, and I went to go pick up my order, and they just didn't have it. But they refunded me the money. So I was like, whatever.
Oh well.
That just sucks.
I did get another pickup.
Yes.
So
this is a good one.
This is the replacement that I got for my defective Bad Batch Rex figure. Bad Batch Rex figure! Hey, do you want to bring this up to the front so you can get a little actually glam shot. We'll just
That's actually fun.
So
that looks good right there.
It's a so I got this in the mail, and it was literally no return address on it. So it just showed up in the mail last Saturday. And I was sitting here and I was like, was this from like a fan anonymously? Like, what is this? And because it's a Dr. Aphra 3-pack of vintage collection figures. It's Dr. Aphra, BT1, and 000. And I looked and like it has a really high aftermarket value. So I was like, whoa, like how did I get this? And then I sent pictures of it in the Discord, and Infernal Hippo, shout out Infernal Hippo, let me know that this pack is something that Hasbro sometimes sends out because the Bad Batch Rex was an exclusive.
Yes.
They didn't have any Bad Batch Rex figures on hand, so what they did was they send you a different exclusive. And this pack was actually a 2018 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
And for those that are wondering, people are listing it for about $120 on the resale market.
Yeah, so
Which is crazy.
have no real interest in this. So if anyone would like to trade,
I'll trade you my wife and kids for it.
That's a
If
steal.
anyone would like to trade it with me or buy it off me, I would be willing to do that for a fair price. Or again, like just trade it for something like a
of equal or
212
lesser value.
Black Series figure. Or a
That would
Black
be a
Series
trade.
Rancor.
Nah, bro, watch you get
Um,
freaking a 212 traded and then it's the AliExpress bootleg.
If someone did that to me,
I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish.
but yeah, that's my pickup.
Give me my big pickup. I've been talking about this one for weeks now. I finally brought it with me.
It's so much larger than I ever thought it would be.
It is huge. It is the Mandalorian Nerf Ambin Pulse Rifle. It comes with 10 silver darts. It's a break action gun.
Gun.
That's hot.
Oh, yeah,
that's hot.
That's hot.
The only thing I wish about it was I wish the stock was a little bit longer. But when you fire it, it has 2 sounds that it makes. And then when you open it and then reseal the break action. Yeah, it's super cool. The only thing and the scope lights up. There's a button right here. If you can see on camera, it will turn red.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So cool.
But me and my roommates have Nerf War, so I've been using this. But the only thing I found out is if you pull this back too hard, you will accidentally slam fire the dart, which means it will just fire by you pulling it back. So you do have to be a bit careful because
Hasbro, get it together.
in an intense situation, you might not think about it. You got to reload. You do it real quick, and then the dart shoots out the top, and then you're out of luck when you go to corner peek someone. So yeah, that was that. Oh, and you want to try to grab the box? I think the box is the coolest thing
When
about
Jacob
this.
brought out the box, I couldn't believe how large this item is.
Yes.
So, this is the box
That's
it
so
comes in.
sick.
Sheesh. I'm gonna stay standing to put
This
it
is
on.
one of the cooler boxes I've ever seen out of a product. Just the amount of detail that's in it. It's Mando, as you can tell. It's got some, what is it? Huttese text. And then it has 2 flaps here, so you can open up the box and view it as a kind of like display. Or it has more artwork on the inside.
That's so premium.
Cool.
I know. This actually feels like a premium product. And then after I bought it, I found out that they sell the exact same Nerf gun in a normal box in a crappy paint job for $50. And this is 120. So this really is a collector's item. I should have kept it in the box. But
It is what it is. You're enjoying
I've had
That's
fun
all
with
that
it.
matters.
I've gadded down my roommates. There's a clip on the side of it where it's supposed to be you can like actually hook like a lanyard to it and stuff. I put a command hook on my wall and I hang it on my wall in my dorm.
Oh,
That's
nice.
dope.
So it hangs right next to the American flag because you know.
America!
But
It's all over.
and staying with Star Wars for the most part, as you can tell, I have the Boba's Castle set that just came out. This set is actually pretty cool. It's like 732 pieces. All the sides are modules, so you can play around with it.
sick.
The door over here can actually slide up. It has the wait. Yeah, it slides up. Actually, it has the all-seeing eye that you can have. You go like he shoots out. The back side of the entire thing opens up as well.
What?
So there's like a kitchen set in the
got
back.
the yak.
Yeah, there's bottles. And it has like a rotisserie all over. And then this throne part slides out, revealing some hidden weapons and hidden storage and stuff as well.
Move sword too, like for the
some
Rancor
money.
pit.
And then there's also like a little thing so you're supposed to put Bit and Fortuna in the throne and then you can flick it so he flies out of it like he's dead. I'm not
Or
gonna
you just doing the dash.
Yeah. Yeah, this set was pretty fun to build. It wasn't actually repetitive whatsoever when it came to building it.
That looks so nice though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
cool
a,
that it's like modular.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like a really nice actual just like display piece. It actually looks pretty good. The scale of it's pretty nice. I think $100 is a bit steep for it. I think the only reason why it's a higher price point is because of the amount of minifigures it comes with. It has like I forget his series, Calamari,
Quarren.
Yeah.
some random pink haired dancer. We got
She has a name. I don't really.
it comes with Gamguard, Boba, Fennec. Fennec has a new hairpiece. Bib Fortuna, obviously. and what are these guys
A week
called?
way.
A week way. Yeah.
Like Hondo.
So yeah, this set's pretty cool. If you notice, there's some stuff here and here that's just built on it. It's just because I also got my girlfriend a set for Encanto at the same time, and
You
then
have a girlfriend?
yeah, and she started building some
What's her
random stuff all over it, and I didn't touch it.
What's she look like?
Wait, you have a girlfriend?
What's her address? What's her social security number?
Her social security number is 316-428. No. Anyway, other pickups. I've had this for a week or two. I forgot to show this off last episode. There'll be glam shots of
It's
this.
RoboCop Spider-Man.
It's the Mark 1 Spider-Man. Mark 1 Armor Spider-Man. This one is another one of the comic wave. I pretty much have the entire wave except for Jameson, Hammerhead, and I think it's Shocker or Stalker.
Yeah, they have Shocker at Target right now.
I know. I just don't feel like getting them.
Yeah.
I don't care about them that much. I'm not trying to get the whole wave. I'm just getting the Spider-Man figures that I like. Yeah. So, it's very cool.
Nice. Then besides the Scout Trooper pickup I had, Jacob and Tom were able to find another wave of the symbiote Spider-Man.
Put up the
Target.
picture of me with a Mando helmet on with all three of them, please.
This was one I had pre-ordered on Big Bad. I know Skywalker Hendricks has told me amazing things about the figure, and I'm so excited. It's still in the packaging because I quite frankly
mint.
have not had a minute to open it, and I want to have time to enjoy it. I get on spring break by the time this episode is up, so then it'll be out of the package, and I'll be playing with it and posing it like crazy.
But yeah, I basically have this entire line except for Hammerhead and Shocker.
Yeah.
I have Hobgoblin and Ben Reilly. But no, super good figure. I found 3 of them when I went to the store, and they come in cases, I think, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So
Symbiote was always my most favorite thing from Spider-Man. I thought that was the coolest thing.
yeah, so I found that, and then Tommy and I we got off work and we were wearing our helmets. So there's that lovely picture that you probably saw already. Yeah, then I think that's pretty much it for this episode.
I had
Jackson has
one more thing.
Oh.
So when I also got the Scout Trooper, I've also been getting the Clone Wars blind bag keychains, and I just so happened to get Anakin.
Woo.
I got terrible... I'll kill you. I have terrible luck ordering these online, but if it's in store, like, I know what packs to be picking. Jacob can attest to this. I'm like that with Pokemon cards. I will just have the hand of luck and pick the best cards.
Remember when we used to collect Pokemon cards like 3 or 4 summers ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jacob had the absolute worst.
I literally every pack I would get, it would be garbage.
Jackson and I'd be like, "Oh, a GX! Like, oh man, this is a good."
Oh my
looking
gosh,
card."
I got a full art card. I'll be like, I got
There's one
another
time
Pelican.
Jacob bought like 6 packs, got nothing, and was like, "You know what? I'm going back into Walmart," because we would go to Walmart and then we'd open the packs in the parking lot in my car, my dad's car, I should say, because this was like way back in high school.
Yeah.
And then Jacob would go run in the store, bought like 3 more packs, and none of them even had like a holographic card.
No.
Yeah.
It was all just doo-doo garbage.
Yeah, I had like
So
It
funny.
was
But-
the day before senior year. I bought a pack with him just for the hell of it, and I got like a full art like Golden Raichu card, and I was like, screaming because it was amazing. I never pulled anything like that before.
That was when
Jacob
Hidden
got
Fates, was
upset.
that Hidden
I just
Fates
sat
that
there
came
like-
out? The set with the shinies.
It wasn't Hidden Fates.
I remember when Hidden Fates came out, and that's where my luck turned around. But granted, those packs were seeded like really well, so you can get a bunch of good stuff. So I remember we skipped out like first period in high school. We went to GameStop.
Did we?
Yeah, we went to
I
GameStop.
thought it
and
was
we
on
said,
a weekend.
because I remember Jack Scribner was at school and he wanted to get them.
Oh yeah.
So we literally skipped first period to go and grab these Pokemon cards, and we literally pretty much bought all GameStop had. We just kept we'd go in the car, we'd open them, and we'd be like at the pulls that we got, and then I'd be like, I'm gonna go get more, and I'd run back inside, and then the dude working the counter was like, you shouldn't be doing this. I was like, I don't care.
Dude, I
think I have my binder in here
plugged
somewhere.
the podcast to this kid last night when I went to Target.
Yeah.
And it was like the funniest interaction. I was looking at ice cream, and there was this kid that was like looking at ice cream too, and I was like, oh, what flavor should I get? And like had him like, because I didn't really care, I just wanted ice cream. And by the way, I forgot the ice cream at the store, and I just didn't feel like going back for it, so I just bought ice cream, and it's probably sitting there melting. But the kid, I was like, hey man, do you like Star Wars? And the kid was like, yeah. And I was like, I do a Star Wars podcast. It's the 1313 podcast.
You probably looked like such a weirdo.
And he was like, Yeah. So, hey, kid, if you're watching, welcome, but you're probably not watching.
Yeah. If you are,
Did
you're
it
cool.
in flicks
If you
of
are,
subs.
let us know.
Mhm.
But yeah. And then there was last night I also went to GameStop, and
Where didn't you go, Tom?
dude, I've been going everywhere recently. I went to GameStop and I talked to the cashier there for probably 10 minutes just about the Book of Boba Fett. It was awesome. Love it.
Nice.
Anyways, that's all I got.
All right. Yep.
Get off my soapbox.
But I think that is all that we have for today's episode. If
It
you
is all.
liked it, make sure that you leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Let us know your favorite pieces of Star Wars music, and let us know if you picked up any of the recent carbonized figures, if you got any of the Lego sets, and if you have, how was your hunting process? How did it go? Just leave a comment, or if you want to be even cooler, join that Discord and let us know there. We're always active. We're always checking. So yeah, please be sure to join that
Looking and
Discord.
stalking.
Yep. I'm lurking and stalking when you least expect it.
I'll be watching all the time.
Ladies, I'm seeing your comments and they're making me smile.
Hey, let me just
I'd
say,
be lurking
let me
and
just say,
stalking.
the comments on the TikTok be making me and Jacob feel very
Yeah.
validated.
Make
I
sure
wanna
that
be in a
you
TikTok.
make sure that you be following our TikTok, so that way you can see
We'll
all
be
the.
posting goofy stuff on Sundays.
Yeah, we be having fun. We be doing dances and stuff. And I think my favorite comments are the people that don't even see our faces and they're like, "Why is this hot?" My favorite one was I was standing in the back of the first one that we posted, and the most recent comment that I saw was the fella in the back really putting his mandussy into it, and I was wearing the Mando helmet. So that one was pretty funny. There's a bunch of ones there was one that said, "This is hot. I'm gonna get a divorce right now." I was like, huh? And then I checked her TikTok and it was her with like a baby. I was like,
Dang.
so people be wild.
Home
I've always
wrecker.
wanted to be a father.
I've always
I've always wanted to be.
I always want to be a father to some youth.
I-
Ladies, if you're single and you a mother, hit my line.
anyway.
Listen, ladies, if you got
I'm gonna mute your mic.
a lot of money and you trying to support my
Dang.
I really muted him. So please be sure to join that TikTok. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. You know the rest. Thank you all for joining us this week, and we will see you all on Thursday for Have a Chat. Right?
No, you
Right?
would have already
No.
seen that.
Right?
haven't
You would have already seen the Have a Chat. Oh,
He got his dates mixed up.
My bad. I got my dates mixed
Goodbye,
up.
everybody.
Okay, guys, we'll see you next week. Peace.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hum da da hum da da hum dum dum da. Hum da da hum da da dum dum da dum da ba ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum dum. Hum da dum hum da da hum dum 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 da dum hum da da hum dum dum hey I'm da dum da dum dum hum da dum da dum da dum 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 dum